and welcome to Most Haunted. We've come to Blackpool Pleasure Beach, where 7 million people come each year to have fun. But what they don't realise is that Blackpool Pleasure Beach is haunted. We're going to be spending 24 hours here to find out whether any of these stories are true.
Before the advent of the railway, Blackpool was no more than a small seaside village, a far cry from the bustling resort it is today. Since 1896, the Pleasure Beach has given many people great amusement, and over the years it has grown in size, and the public just keep on coming. Underneath Sir Hiram Maxim's flying machine is a shop called Maxim's that has reported poltergeist activity, and believe it or not, the ghost train has a very mischievous ghost called Cloggy.
There are a lot of workmen here at the moment, and that's because the park is getting ready to open up to the public. Now, the crew are all fine and happy at the moment, but what are they going to be like when it gets dark and all the workmen leave and we are left here totally on our own with nobody about? Now, most of the ghostly activity is reported to have happened just before the park opens up to the public. And guess what? It's opening up in 2 days. Now, Jason, a lot of people have actually seen inside the gift shop either one child or 2 children, and they've got poltergeist activity there as well. What are poltergeists?
Well, poltergeists can be one of 2 things. They normally set into the child, pubescent, teenager type of category, whereby the phenomena centres around a person. The other type is where the poltergeist activity is location-based, where it seems to be more attached to the building itself, and that's the case here with the gift shop. A lot of people are talking about the fact that it's built under one of the oldest, or the oldest ride in the park, and that might be the reason for it. I personally would be wanting to look at the case in much closer detail, because it sounds to me as if it may just be a prank. I mean, it could just be one member of staff playing a trick on another. You know, it's not a controlled environment. It seems to me the kind of place where you might want to play a trick on somebody. It's a laugh. We're in a fun park. I'd want to look at it in that sort of respect.
The bit I'm looking forward to most is actually, I want to, I don't know how you feel, see if anything moves in the shop, because that's what seems to be happening more than anything.
I'm very surprised if it does, but it would be fascinating if it does. I would be shocked. I don't know about you, but I certainly would be.
Well, you know me, I'll just scream my head off. What about the fascination with ghosts? I mean, we're all here, that's what we're doing. But why is it that people seem to be so fascinated with ghosts, so much so that people want to go on a ghost train and scare themselves to death?
Well, the ghost train, of course, here has a story of a ghost attached to it itself, a real ghost, supposedly. And talking about fear, fear is a fun thing in a way. I mean, people like to be scared. They like scary stories, we like scary horror films, we like being frightened. And the key to it, really, is fear is fun if it's safe. And with ghost trains, with roller coasters like we've got here at Blackpool, it's safe. We know we're going to come out the other end okay, and that's the key to it. It's all right to be scared as long as there's no danger.
This gift shop underneath Maxim's flying machine is supposed to be haunted by a little girl. Now, staff members have actually seen her and witnessed things flying off the shelves. And in the morning, products have been swapped around. Everybody loves to ride on a ghost train, probably because they know there are no real ghosts inside, apart from this one, which has its very own resident spook. He's very real, and he's called Cloggy. He used to work here, and he got his nickname because he used to wear clogs. Now, staff members have often heard him walking behind them when they're in the ghost train, even to this very day.
I tend to ride most of the rides every day, so I come on the ghost train nearly every day. I remember coming many, many years ago as a child, and one of the things that impressed me very much There's the little bits of string that hang down, and you always feel that somebody's touching you. I'd heard one or two rumours about the ghost train being haunted by a chap called Cloggy or something. It used to work here many, many years ago, long before I was born. So I decided one night to do a little exercise, and once the park had shut and everybody had gone home, I thought I would walk the track of the ghost train. And walking round, of course, I'm a lot taller than I am sitting in the car, so when the strings came down, they actually sort of started going round my neck and pulling up my face. And when I came out, I was then told that the strings had been taken out the week before, and there weren't any strings hanging down at all. And I thought that was a bit spooky.
Most of the staff that have worked here don't enjoy working in the shop. And over the years, a number of strange things have happened. I mean, things have physically been moved, not that you could put down to vibration or maybe some freak wind or anything else, physically been taken off a shelf and put on a counter. Now, there's no way that anybody can get in at night. The shop's alarmed, it's locked up. The retail management keep the keys, and if they close at 11 o'clock and open again at 9 in the morning, nobody's here. A number of staff over the years, various different ages, types of people, have seen small images of what they've taken to be children playing around, and the only way we can logically anyway explain it is that the children don't like certain products and then remove them from areas that they think they don't belong. Of all the shops that I've ever worked in and all the companies I've ever worked for, I've never known an atmosphere like this one.
Well, I was of the opinion that I was being touched by these strings, and I found out afterwards that I wasn't being touched by the strings. So what I want to know is, what was touching me? What did I feel when I was in here?
Our medium Derek Okora had arrived at the ghost train. As always, he's had no idea where he was being brought to. Would he be able to let us know who the ghost is that likes to play tricks on people? And would they be playing with any members of our crew tonight?
I'm expecting activity. Activity of movement of maybe 2 spirit people that seem to be evident on the ghost train and inside the area.
Well, I've got a great deal of affection for Blackpool, so I really do hope we see something. There's a lot of energy here, I can feel it. So let's hope it's a good night.
Well, I'm not really expecting much to happen in the ghost train. If anything happens there, I think it'd be people getting spooked. The evidence in the shop, however, is more tangible. And if we're going to experience anything mildly ghostly, I think it's more likely to be there.
Our investigation had begun, and it had to be one of the most unusual locations to be spending the night. Derek, our medium, took us to the beginning of the ghost train ride.
Yeah. Now, I'm starting to become aware of a man that doesn't really, my feelings tell me, he takes me back, he gives me pictures, or a picture, and it takes me away and then brings me back to the existing conditions. And you know, I was aware of this man just a little bit earlier, but only, not in a mental image, but just in feelings that he was round. And this man, 5 foot, no more than 5'1", very slight man, most definitely Japanese. Japanese? Yeah, strange, isn't it? Now, I asked Sam, why is this man here? And he said, because he comes and he visits. He's still got an interest. And I said, in what interest? And he said, because this man has a vested interest back in time to, sorry, say it again. What does that mean? Okay. He's bringing another man into the atmosphere here. Who is it, Sam? He walks round. It belongs to him. What does that mean? Can we move on just a little bit of it?
Yeah.
Now watch Derek carefully, as before we got much further, he began to feel unwell.
Because I just feel as if I'm being drawn into another area.
Derek had been queasy, but after taking time out, he was able to continue.
How are you feeling, Derek?
Oh, I'm feeling a lot better now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You felt a bit iffy down there, didn't you?
I did. I felt a gut sickness, and I felt I didn't know whether I wanted to be sick physically or to actually sit, as silly as it sounds, on the loo and to have a drink of water. And what it was, in actual fact, is that I had 3 individual spirit entities, through enthusiasm, not through badness or evil, just want to not just communicate, but were like juggling each other to come through. And it was a little bit too much. Okay.
So who are these 3 gentlemen? Do you know who they are?
Well, I was picking up very strongly a small man, 5 foot 1, of Japanese features. And you see, I just want to say these words. He's here, but he doesn't really want to be here, as crazy as it sounds. And it's like as he looks around, and I want to take this away. That's his impressions. Right place, wrong location. Right. That's the feelings I get with him.
Who are the other 2?
Yes, the other one, the second one, he seems to be a stronger attitude man. And he seems to be shouting down this Japanese man, Joseph Emberton. And, you know, he often comes into the atmosphere, and, you know, it's like the feelings I get here, my chest, from my solar plexus, my pride and joy, my pride and joy. What does that mean, Sam? Pride and joy. And I want to say, it goes, is that Joe Emberton? Joe Emberton goes with the thought when he comes into the atmosphere that he belongs, and this belongs to him, standing proud and what have you, of what he's done. Yes. And here's the Japanese man. He's shouting. I can't understand that. What is he shouting? This is mine. This is mine. Ghost. Shh. Ghost, he's saying. Ghost, no. 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 Pretzel. Pretzel. It's mine. Pretzel. The pretzel ride. He keeps on quoting. Here, who's he? Who's the 3rd one? Who's the 3rd one? Go along further. Go along further into an area, and yes, I'll pick up his essence. Can we go a little bit closer?
Let's go, yeah.
Not only were we surprised to hear from Sam, Derek's spirit guide, that there was more than one ghost present, but that the extra information was also correct. Had there been rivalry between the 2 men who had developed the ride?
It's still a little bit further round, Jason. There's one here, this tall one. He doesn't want us to be here. You back off, you. Sam, back him off. He doesn't want us to go there. Well, we'll go in there, Sam. You tell him. Tell Mr. Emberton he doesn't mind us being here. Emberton's telling him to back off.
Why is he telling you to back off?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, clogger. Oh, clogger, eh? Nasty mouth, him. Nasty mouth. He thinks he's fast, he thinks he's swift. Clogger. Mr. Clogs.
Is that who the nasty man is?
Yes. Yes. Round here. Yeah. This is where he loves nothing better, this Mr. Clogger, Mr. Clogs, to actually, this is where he gets his kicks, when he's in these carts here. And why I was getting the 18 and the links around 18 and then for some reason 24.
These are the cart numbers?
The numbers,
he
yes,
likes
on the
18
carts.
and 24?
Yeah, but he liked nothing better at times than when the cart was coming up to this level and right here, at this point, he'd come out of it, and people who were going on the other carts, he'd do this to them, and they'd wonder what was going on. And because it's clear, they'd realise that there was nothing there, you know, nothing hanging, any of the toys, so to speak, and they'd wonder. And by the time they got up from the bottom layer into the top, they'd forgotten about it. But that was his, and he's still doing it to this day. Is Mr. Clogs. He's a tall man.
Right.
How's he connected?
He's from
to the
Fleetwood. He's from Fleetwood. Yeah, Jimmy, James, okay. Yes, and Mr. Edgerton knows all about... Emberton knows all about him.
Right.
So he's called James Clogger.
James James? Sam says, no, Derek. That's what he'd like to be called. Clogs. Did he wear clogs? He had big feet. And he'd go through swift and he was fast. Who's he now? Who? You'd like to introduce Mr. Who? Sam says he'd like to introduce the Japanese man. Who is he, please? Okay. He does not show himself, but comes in visitation.
Right.
And it's Mr. Kamaya.
Kamaya.
Kamaya. The one who's actually here often, has not really budged, is Clogger.
And he's not the very nice.
He's not the very nice one, the tall one.
Right.
And I feel he must have worked here at some... Oh, I know. Thank you, Sam. He was around with the pretzel, but it wasn't here. Something was shifted, and the pretzel was changed. 1930. So he moved. Okay. And that's what the arguments that go on between Mr. Kamaya and Joe Emberton. Mr. Kamaya doesn't like, he wants the pretzel. Mr. Emberton is proud as punch, wants the ghost train. And yet they take me back in thought. That to me is like a dike. It's holding back a lot of water before this was even conceived or dreamed of.
Can I stop you there? Do you now think it's a good time that we turn on night vision cameras on, knowing now that we've
Yes.
got all these spirits here?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
alleged spirits rather. Should we do that?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
Yes.
do that. Come on, let's go down this way.
Maxim's shop on Blackpool Pleasure Beach was a place we were all eager to go to. We wanted to know who or what was making the noises and moving things around. Would Derek be able to shed some light? In past investigations, we knew that more activity could occur with all the lights off.
Cynthia.
Who's Cynthia?
There's a little girl. There's Cynthia. And there's Caroline. Cynthia and Caroline. There's a boy now. It's Toby. Toby. Cynthia's the oldest. I feel like we've got maybe a 13, 14-year-old girl. She's the oldest, but the oldest in time as well. You know, what they do, these children, maybe toys and what have you, are taken, moved, maybe seen to be moved or fallen on the floor. But it's been the children. I'm very aware of Toby with the dirty-looking long flannel trousers that, you know, below the knee.
Yeah.
And these really, really scuffed up booty-type shoes.
I've just seen a shadow against that window there,
Yes.
walking across here.
Inside the shop?
Inside the shop, and it was reflected. As Rick has just walked across there, I can see the reflection coming up here. I saw the top like this, very quickly move like that. But nobody was moving in here.
No.
You sure it wasn't anyone outside?
No, because I checked again and there was nothing, and it was...
Yeah.
There has been reported poltergeist movements in here, of things moving around.
Yeah. It's the children, without a doubt. Really.
Do you see them?
I'm not seeing them, no. But I sense them.
Derek wanted to go up to the storeroom. He thought this might be where the spirit of the little boy Toby liked to spend time.
I feel that the young girl, Caroline, also follows in here, but not Cynthia. I don't know what the reason behind that.
Are they related?
I feel that two should be together and one separate. Yeah.
Why
It'd be interesting to know. You see, it's a shop situation now. They're fascinated by the toys. But in their time, when they were in the physical body, it certainly had nothing to do with the shop scenario. That's for certain. This goes back, thank you Sam, goes back to Watson Road. Watson Road, that's when they were here. And they belonged to family members, yes. One of them, the surname is Kelly. Keller. K-E-L-L-E-R. Keller.
One of the children.
One of the children, yes. And that Toby wears a cap as well. He has a cap. That's too tight for him as well.
Is it, as you say, they're here in residual, or are they actually here?
No, did they pay visits here?
Are they here now, though?
I feel that there is two of these children that are listening to our conversations right now. And they are here in this ether, in the atmosphere.
Do you know which two they are of the three?
I just feel it most definitely it's Caroline and Toby.
So it's one male, one female.
Yeah. Not the eldest one. Not the eldest one. I feel she comes in maybe not as regular. In other words, I feel she comes from the world of spirit. She has got a residence, but she comes back. What she sees and what she wants to see is different than these two kiddies. They are aligning their thoughts to the playfulness of the toys, whereas the elder one, she cannot or she doesn't want to, and she looks at these conditions as being, she sees the homes that were linked with Watson Road.
Right.
I feel, you know, that the eldest one is the Keller.
And when you say Watson Road, is
Yes.
that the road that used to be here? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I feel that Watson Road was here, and the conditions.
What's that noise?
What noise?
I thought I heard a cry, a little cry.
Well, but we were coming up. I got a girl's.
Did I hear that?
I thought it was laughter. I felt as if it was.
That's the shutter again. It's
Sorry,
not
my ears are like bats.
Yeah. It's not paranormal.
I feel that.
No, I know, but I heard that crying. Sorry, Derek.
No, it's okay. I feel as if that through the feelings that I'm you know, surrounding me, is that there's got to be evidence of the movement of the. I feel it's been felt that there's been activity or movement with one child, but in essence there's two that are here regular, but the third one, the eldest one, as I say, comes from the world of spirit, from that plane of thought, and comes into the atmosphere. So at any given time there are two, a boy and a girl, that are playful together here.
Should we go back out?
Yeah.
Before we continued our investigation, Jason wanted to set up an experiment in the hope that we might catch some of the spirit children's paranormal activity.
Okay, this is the area in Maxim's shop where one of the staff told me earlier the ghost moves objects around if they don't like them. And these have only been put here the day before yesterday, ready for the park opening in a couple of days' time. So we're going to set off a locked-off shot to watch this, and I'm going to mark the objects so we know exactly if they've moved at all.
We then returned to the ghost train, which was in total darkness. Marcel and I investigated downstairs, while Carl the producer, Rick and Stuart ventured upstairs. Hopefully the ghost that Derek mentioned earlier would be joining us. We were all feeling very apprehensive.
Now it's, what time is it? It's almost 2:20 in the morning. How do you feel? It's cold. I mean, it's been raining.
Cold, wet, raining.
At least we're going to be spending a night in a ghost train. Crumbs. Crumbs, how dark is it? It's a shame you can't see how dark it is at home. How can you see the dark?
It's 2:25, and as well as being extremely cold, it's extremely dark, and I'm actually, stupid as it sounds, really frightened. Right, let's go. Yvette, which way are we going?
I can't work out where we are now, so I can't see. I don't like this.
No, I'm not switching the light on.
What's that?
No, come on.
How do you feel, Stuart?
I feel slightly nervous at the moment after looking at Derek earlier on when he was picking things up.
How about us just sitting down and having a bit of a relax in here and see if we can pick anything up?
Yeah.
Do you know, this is one of the weirdest places we've been, purely to the fact that we have the man-made models of everything we're trying to find. It's so black you can't actually get used to the light, can you?
No.
All right.
Shh. What's that noise?
What is that noise?
Whilst walking, we heard footsteps and they seemed to be following us. Could it be the ghost of Cloggy?
That noise.
It's coming from around there.
Let's sit down here for a minute.
Dear that. Cloggy?
I think it's creaking of some kind. What's that?
I want to go. I want to start moving. I'm getting really frightened.
Why?
Because I can just hear like clicks and...
Let's see if we can catch anything. Come on. Is there anybody here? Can you show yourself? Either by light form. Not you. Or a noise or a sound. Is anybody here? Anybody around us at all? Show us a light to show.
What's that noise? Marcel?
That and Marcel.
What is it?
You've got to be here somewhere. Can you hear them?
Something just touched the top of my head, and I swear to God, I swear to God.
That's happened to you before though, hasn't it?
but a real hand touched the top of my head.
How do you know it was a hand?
Well, I'm just assuming something like a hand or touched the top of my head. It was a proper touch.
You sure?
Yeah.
There was a Japanese guy. Now, I've just had an idea. Shall I try and introduce us in Japanese and see what happens?
Yeah, got to try, isn't it?
Yeah. Hajimemashite, watakushi wa Ka desu. Dozo yoroshiku. O genki desu ka? Basically, what I'm saying is, I'm just introducing us, saying how do you do, and I'm saying o genki desu ka, which I'm asking if he's okay.
I've just got an urge to go over there. I don't know why.
What, into the darkness?
Yeah, just there.
Can you see where you're going now? Rick, don't take any chances, just be careful, mate.
Sorry? Come here, it's freezing here. Oh, you just flashed the lamp. Let's go. There's a proper cold spot here.
Hang on, I'm coming. I don't want to walk deeper. Oh, wow.
Ooh.
It's just absolutely ice cold.
And there's no reason for this to be ice cold.
I feel really happy here.
No.
So you're feeling depressed earlier, but you're feeling happy now?
Got tingling all the neck and everything.
This is freezing cold. Rick's just walked over here, and it was quite warm over in that part there where we were sitting, and now it's absolutely freezing cold. How'd you feel, Rick?
Ah, overwhelm's the word I'm looking for.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why?
It's like really cold, back of my neck's tingling, but I feel like really, really
Are you
happy.
relaxed?
Eh? No, it's like... This wasn't here originally.
What wasn't here? What wasn't here originally?
Wall.
It's wall.
Not a wall, it was just completely...
What?
There was no wall there, there was nothing, it was open. How on
What, for the
earth
ghost
do I
train?
know that?
For a ghost train, this was open. There was no wall there at all. On the original ghost train you're talking about, right?
Yeah, this wasn't. Don't know why I know it, for some reason, or something said this wasn't here.
Do you know, I've not ever seen you like this. What are you clapping for? Do you know who I am? It's getting colder and colder and colder. Ooh, smell.
Ah.
You're right.
Oh, get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here.
Let's go out. Let's get him out. Hang on. Do you want to go out? Or what do you feel? What do you feel? Let's go. Let's get out. Let's get out. Hang on. Hang on. Where is it? Through those doors. You can get through those doors. Keep going, mate. Keep going. Through the doors. What did you actually feel in there?
I just remember being, well, I know what, I was sat down, I just had this urge to go over there, and it was freezing, and then back of my neck was tingling and all that, and then really overjoyed.
Yeah, but then you were clapping. Do you know why you were clapping?
No.
You were clapping. I mean, not raucous clap.
I was aware I was clapping, but I don't know why I was clapping.
I'm going to go back in there. Do you want to stay here for a bit?
Yeah.
You hear me scream, come on.
This sounds really weird and stupid, and I feel like an idiot for saying it. I felt homely, but everything wasn't right there, if you know what I mean. It was like, I'm at home, but something's not right.
Our night continued in the darkness of the Blackpool Pleasure Beach ghost train. Satisfied that Rick was okay after his strange behaviour and leaving him to take a break, Carl, the producer, returned to the track alone.
I'm actually walking each side of the rails. Now coming up to where Rick started to feel funny. Now I'm feeling very tingly. Now I'm coming very close to where Rick was.
Right, Stu, I want to go in.
Do you want to go back in?
Yeah, I'm anxious to go back in, you see now.
Okay.
Curious. You alright, Carl?
Yeah, I just got really tingly a second ago.
It's just there, isn't it? There's
Yeah, I've
something
just got
here.
really tingly. Right down the back of my neck, down my back. A couple of clicking noises, but nothing sort of... Yeah, nothing sort of obvious. What's over there?
No, it's freezing, isn't it?
Hang on, where are you going? Hang on, Rick, where are you going? Crikey. Don't go off on your own. Where's this? Is this part of the ride?
Oh no. Should be it. Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah, beams.
God, Bennett, I'm all over the place.
You know what?
Ouch!
I'm absolutely normal here. I can't see anything, but I know I'm putting my hands up going, these beams.
Well, you can't see anything. I can only see it because I've got an infrared camera.
There's another one, should be on there. And then the beams are going to stop.
Now, you can't see anything Is that the last beam, or is there more
That's
after?
the last beam. I know for a fact that's the last beam.
Right.
Now over here
You're all right.
should be something. Yeah.
How do you know this? I wouldn't have told.
I don't know, it's
couldn't have-
weird. I just know.
Do you want to stay in here for a bit? Do you think you can? Do you think you'd pick something up?
I don't know.
How do you feel?
Great. It's better.
You seem to be very knowledgeable about this. Certainly, this place. Well, you are because of what you've said so far.
I just seem to sort of generally just in this little bit here.
Now, this is where you felt cold first. We had that cold spot, which we all felt. Stuart, yourself, and me. Yeah, Stuart.
Yeah, just
You.
here. We were sat down over there. I remember having this urge to come over here.
But now it's not cold here at all.
No, fine.
Now that is very weird. That is weird. It's
I feel absolutely normal.
I felt, when I first came in, when you were outside, it felt very tingly, just about 3 foot from where you are now.
Yeah.
And this cold spot, I mean, this cold spot was quite phenomenal because it was like a really cold breeze. But not coming from anywhere, it's just here. And now it's gone, which, if it was still here, I would think to myself, well, perhaps there is just a way of air getting in, but it's not here now. Should we go and try and find the girls?
Yeah.
It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. It's only the trigger thing. I'm sure it just triggers off when it thinks of... What is that noise? Hang on, wait a minute. I'm getting a bit freaked out here. Marcel, wait! Marcel, don't run! Marcel, wait!
Yvette wants to... Can we go, please? Seriously, I've had enough. I want to leave. Please.
Okay.
We went back to Maxim's shop to conduct a séance in the hopes that the spirit children would show themselves.
Hey guys, we're going to have another try at a communication with some of the alleged spirit entities here in Maxim's shop. Now, basically what we're going to try and do is concentrate our minds together. So the candle is here as a focus point. It's not here for effect, it's not a prop, it's here for a purpose. So everyone sort of stare at the candle flame and try and clear your mind and just concentrate on what I'm talking about. So we're going to try and concentrate on sending our energy through the circle around to the person on your right and receiving energy from the person on your left through our fingers. Anybody that has any weird experience of any kind, whether it's a feeling, something touching you, just a sense of something even, please say at the time you feel it, because that's important, because sometimes people think, oh, I'm not going to say that because I feel a bit silly, but somebody else may be experiencing the same thing as you, so please give off anything you see, okay? Either by smell, sound, touch, whatever. With your shut your eyes now, and try and clear your mind as much as you can, concentrate on the energy only, and think of nothing. Is there anybody there who wishes to communicate with anybody here? Earlier on this evening, Yvette saw a shadow moving across the windows. If that's a spirit that's here in the shop with us, and if it's the spirit that Derek has allegedly contacted, please give us a sign that you're still here with us. If you can knock, please knock. Once for yes or twice for no.
Is there anybody there? We are open and friendly and we want to make contact with you.
Are you here, Toby? Hello, sweetheart, are you around? Can you try and communicate with us, Toby, if it is you? Toby, is it you that keeps moving things around in the shop? If it is you, can you move something?
But all remained quiet and still in Maxim's shop. Not an ornament or toy moved, and the spirit children stayed silent.
We tried. We tried. It's the end to a long, long, long night.
So the only experiences were the feeling of a hand on the top of my head, the occasional cold spot, Rick's strange behaviour, and the odd noise. No orbs had shown on our cameras, and nothing occurred during the séance in Maxim's, which goes to show that no matter how hard you try, hunting for ghosts can sometimes be disappointing.
The case itself deserves merit because there's a lot of different people who are alleged to have seen and experienced the same kind of things here, both in Maxim's, but in the ghost train, and in other areas of the park that we haven't had time to investigate. So, as I say, the case deserves merit. Unfortunately, things happened some other time in the past, not when we were here.
Well, you see, the young boy, Toby, who's extremely, at times, extremely active there, going across and what have you. And when we started the investigation, as I was walking behind Yvette, what she saw and what she felt was correct. She did see.
We set up a locked-off camera inside Maxim's shop where things are reported to move around overnight. Nothing happened, unfortunately. We ringed 3 different ornaments on the shelves where things are alleged to move, and none of them did.
What I do want to say is, 2 of these spirits here, taking away Mr. Clog, or Clogs, made me feel entrepreneurial. In their day when they were here, they wanted these people to come. Now to see 7 million, they'd be thrilled to bits.
It was fun. I haven't done that before. It was interesting to walk through a ghost train all lit up, because obviously you get to see how it works. But as for ghosts, there are a few plastic ones, but nothing ethereal.
Not a lot of paranormal activity happened last night. I was incredibly impressed with Derek. I thought he was very, very accurate on quite a few points, but I was a little bit disappointed with Maxim's shop. I thought if there was going to be any paranormal activity, it would have happened there. But at the end of the day, we all had a fantastic time. We shall see you on the next location. Until then, sleep tight.